We moved to Riverdale about 18 years ago, and we met Rav Steven soon after arriving.
Our 18 years at the Beit have paralleled in many ways his development from newly hired YCT Musmach to Marada Atra of one of the flagship institutions that is paving the way for inclusive Orthodox organizations around the world.
I converted, so my parents are not Jewish, but they still feel at home with Rav Steven. And I think that knowing that he's built, continued to, in the tradition of Rav Avi, like having this open shul where there are people who can come in off the street, or people who are coming from very different backgrounds, not even Jewish, or people with disabilities, people who are LGBTQ, of course for women, like there's really no end to feeling at home. Rav Steven has been there for us during the joyous life cycle events that we've celebrated together with him, the bris of our son. He was incredible, wanting to help us make it the simcha that we were hoping for, and it was a beautiful time. And then similarly with our youngest daughter, he was right there with us, helping us implement a simchat bat ceremony that we designed together.
And he's been with us through the more challenging parts of the life cycle. Rav Steven was a rock for me in navigating the challenging waters of caring for both of my parents when they were both in hospice, both emotionally supporting me and reaching out to me at just the right moments, and then really holding my hand through the experience of being a mourner in all of its complicated ways. We still need a guide to the perplexed to go through that process, and he very much filled that role in a beautiful way for me.
What I've learned from Rav Steven is to show up with love, because when he's with me or when I observe him with other people, that's what I see and that's what I feel.
Rav Steven, in the way he treats human beings and in the way he carries himself and in the way that he teaches us all about dignity and the inherent worth of each person, that we should, not only focus on Torah learning, but on Torah caring. And I think about YCT at the age of 25, their prefrontal cortex is just closed. So I think YCT's maybe prefrontal cortex has just closed, but it's really still at the earliest stages of its life. And I can only imagine what the next, let's say, Ad Mea Ve'esrim and then beyond, but what the next 95 years will bring from this extraordinary organization.
Rabbi Aaron, he changed my life. I would say his superpower is his ability to speak to any student who comes from any different background. The first interaction that me and Aaron had, we were working on kosher dining options together, trying to get kosher dining options at Ohio State. And this was actually a few days before October 7th. And I remember talking to him a few days before October 7th. We were out in the sukkah, and I was talking to him about how I don't really feel like I have a place in this Jewish world right now. He took myself as well as a small cohort of students to Jerusalem to study at the Shalom Hartman Institute. I got to spend 10 days with him, unimpeded by anything else, and we literally got to study text for 10 days. And that's really where I would say I fell in love with becoming more Jewish. October 7th occurred. College campuses, it was really tough at Ohio State for a Jewish student. And so I played very much so an activist role when it came to combating anti-Semitism, defeating boycott, divestment, and sanction movements on our campus. That was my focus. Junior year, I was ready to move into my next phase, and I wanted to become more Jewish. I wanted to leave the activist role, and I wanted to focus on building my own personal Judaism. I'm really, really excited for the opportunity and the autonomy to create my own experience. Rabbi Aaron and I, we listen to the same music. We eat the same food for the most part. We watch the same TV shows. We both work out. We play basketball. We are there's no difference, obviously. There's no difference. And I'm really lucky to have had his guidance in college, because I think about a world in which he never came into the fold or came into the picture. I definitely wouldn't have gone to Poland in January on this amazing Holocaust trip. That trip was really difficult for me. He saw things through a completely different lens as a future father and then as a teenager. And so he was able to relate to our teenager lens a lot. And he was just a force on the trip because I broke down in Treblinka and he just embraced me and he didn't even say a word. And I didn't want him to say a word. And it was just perfect because that's all that I needed. I feel so fulfilled in my Judaism right now. And the next logical step in my mind is I've been a leader for 4 years. I've seen a different end of the table. Now I really want to focus on building up myself and building up my Judaism. I don't want that to only end up being a congregant. So, potentially going to YCT and going to rabbinical school was very attractive to me because it gives me an opportunity to bolster my Judaism, but then also be able to spread it to other people. I can't wait to visit YCT in the fall.
I was born in Israel and we moved to the States in 2014 when I was 6 years old. I didn't know a word of English. Rabbi Adam joined in our sophomore year, the LaFell School in Westchester. I started there in 9th grade and now I'm a senior there, and it was really the best 4 years of my life. He really made my LaFell experience what it was. He helped me with my senior drasha, which I gave in front of a crowd of 500 people, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without him. I also was the leader of the Riverdale Run for Their Lives for 2.5 years, and Rabbi Adam had come up to me and been like, "This is you, like, you do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, like, it's in Riverdale." One time in freezing cold February, we were finishing the walk, and it was time to do the closing tekes, and I see Rabbi Adam walk up to the group, and I was shocked. He had come all the way from his family in New Jersey, leaving his wife and baby behind. He drove to Riverdale just to support this sophomore student, and he sang with us. He talked to us after. Seeing him hug Rabbi Weiss after, someone that I connected with, it was like seeing both of my worlds collide. As the walk grew and as time went along, we also grew. So we started as sophomores, we ended as seniors. We were 17 years old by the time it ended. We grew as people and we learned about our futures, we learned about ourselves, and I think that only happened because of the people that we met along the way, including Rabbi Adam. The fact that within 2 years I became enthusiastic about my Judaism, I became a better leader, a better speaker, an activist, that would not have happened without rabbis like Rabbi Adam. Thank you, Rabbi Adam, for everything you do for the future of the Jewish generation. YCT is our home.
Rabbi Jason Weiner is the senior chaplain here at Cedar Sinai in Los Angeles. As a rabbi, he is the spiritual leader for many, many hundreds, if not thousands of members of the greater Los Angeles community who would otherwise have no connection with Jewish organizations, with houses of worship, or with the community at large. When I travel around the world and I say I'm from Cedar Sinai, they'll say, "Wow, you have Rabbi Weiner there." His books have become literally the reference books worldwide for those of us who are interested in medical ethics, applying strict halachic principles to the modern technology of medicine. Jason is a bridge builder. He leads a large team of chaplains. He leads chaplains who are Catholic, who are Protestant, who are Muslim, who are of all denominations. He is able to lead them and garner their respect. He has shown many people that it's possible to be modern, to be Orthodox, and at the same time, to be open to all Jews.
My relationship with Rabbi Yaffa was an incredibly essential part of my gap year experience. About February of my gap year, I was struggling with my program, and Rabbi Yaffa really stepped up, was an incredible support for me in that really difficult time. For the rest of the year, we met every single week and learned, and she really took the time to like understand what I needed at that point. Something really special about my connection with Rabbanit Yaffa is that we both are part of the Barnard community. I attend Barnard currently, and she went there. And so it's just another level of connection for us. I have been able to, through the YCT fellowship, through working at the YCT office and being in that environment, learn to synthesize values from different worlds, learning halacha about the inclusion of disabled people in the Jewish community. I already valued inclusion of disabled people, but it was not something that I grew up being talked about in the modern Orthodox community. So to be able to have halachic sources and shiurim that actually address that is really important. And it also synthesizes two worlds of values that I already held in a way that's not just saying you can have both separately, but it actually says they're the same, and here's why, and here's how you can implement that in your life. So too with women's involvement and the inclusion of queer people in the Jewish community. I have a lot of queer members of my family, and so it's definitely tense to be an Orthodox person in a family with people who have felt excluded historically by my community. And the work that YCT is doing to say that there is space for anyone who wants to be involved and connected to halachic life, there's space for those people, is so important. YCT to me means a space where I can come in and be my full self as a halachically observant Jewish woman and as a person committed to intentional and critical thought. My Jewish home is YCT and my Jewish future is YCT.